Just the Facts with J. Jonah Jameson, alerting the fine citizens of New York City to the threats they don't even know about. Namely, that menace, Spider-Man. Our first caller is... what'd you say your name was?
Hi, this is Peter Patterson. Don't you think you're a little hard on Spider-Man?
Let me tell you something, Patterson. Spider-Man treats New York City as his own personal playground. Just yesterday, I saw him doing backflips and 360s. Disgraceful. Running and crawling on buildings. In fact, I have it on good authority that he's been doing swan dives off of skyscrapers. It seems the more confident he gets, the more creative he gets. Walk like a normal person.
Oh, come on, what's wrong with a little sightseeing? New York is super diverse and constantly changing. Maybe he's just looking for vantage points to monitor crime?
Crime he's causing, you mean? Sources tell me he has backpacks filled with who knows what hidden throughout the city. Unauthorized research stations. Get a permit like the rest of us, loser! Ever since he came onto the scene, prancing around like an 80s action hero, gangs have been setting up shop, using warehouses, construction sites, and rooftops as bases of operation, putting lives at risk. Who does he think he is? Spider Cop?
I really feel like he's trying to help people.
I don't want to hear it. The fine people of New York deserve better.
My uncle once said, with great power, there must also come great responsibility. Maybe this is just his way of growing into the hero he wants to be. And from what I've seen, the people seem to be A-okay with that.
Agree to disagree, Patterson. Spider-Man only cares about one thing. Himself! Jameson out.
PlayStation.
Welcome to Just the Facts with J. Jonah Jameson, the only show willing to drop truth bombs on our so-called hero, Spider-Man. On the phone, we have...
Your friendly neighborhood anonymous citizen.
Okay, citizen, tell me, have you noticed the insane uptick in crime since Spider-Man entered the picture? Why, my sources confirm that just yesterday, there was a store robbery, a shootout, and a runaway vehicle, all in the same day! And what do you think they all had in common? That menace in tights, Spider-Man.
Hey, fellas. Well, did you think that maybe he was trying to help? It feels like there's more and more crime every day.
I'll say, and it's all because Spider-Man thinks he's some kind of spider cop. You know what cops don't do? Escalate things. But no, not Spider-Man. He runs around causing chaos, wearing a mask and a costume to feed his gigantic, insatiable ego. In fact, he's been seen wearing several. Pick a look.
Maybe each suit serves a different purpose.
Oh, what? Like granting him obnoxious sonic powers, web spray, holographic duplicates? Give me a break. Listen, citizen, the police play by the book. Spider-Man, he plays by his own rules.
Hey, where you going?
Sources tell me that he's running around town using unsanctioned experimental gadgets like trip mines, spider drones, and something called a web bomb. Where does he even get the stuff?
Maybe he makes them himself.
Ha! Spider-Man? The genius scientist! That'll be the day. My point is that the fine men and women of our police force understand that crime can be resolved without constant mayhem. Sometimes a discreet approach yields better results. And by that, I mean not putting citizens in harm's way.
Yeah, but I doubt that's what he's trying to do. I gotta go.
Caller! Apparently, he had somewhere better to be.
Hey, big guy.
Jameson out!
PlayStation.
Welcome to Just the Facts with J. Jonah Jameson, where listeners like you discuss problems, also known as Spider-Man, with me, J. Jonah Jameson. I understand we have a low-information caller who thinks we're better off thanks to Spider-Man. What's your name, caller?
Pete, Ben Riley. I just want to say that I've never seen Manhattan so safe and peaceful since Spider-Man arrived.
Well, Ben, let me set the record straight. Did crime exist before Spider-Man? Of course it did. But we're talking about two-bit thugs. Suddenly Spider-Man appears, and every copycat in town thinks it's fair game to don a crazy suit and destroy public property. And I'm not just talking about one or two. This whole city is full of these nutcases. First, it's Electro. The next thing you know, we have a guy calling himself the Vulture flying around. Oh, and don't forget what's his name in the Rhino suit.
The Rhino?
Yeah, that's the guy. You know, Wilson Fisk may have had his detractors, but at least he helped keep some order. Who knows who else is roaming the streets these days?
Okay, but doesn't it seem like Spider-Man is helping the police? I thought I read in the Daily Bugle that he and Police Chief Yuri Watanabe were on good terms.
And that's the problem. Everyone Spider-Man associates with finds themselves in the line of fire. It's impossible for his worlds not to collide at some point. Look, Ben, was it? I get that Spider-Man thinks he needs allies. But what he really needs is to let the police do their job and to let the fine people of Sable International take over when they can't.
Silver Sable's private army? I mean, are they even the good guys?
Is Spider-Man? My point is, this city needs fine, upstanding citizens, not costume freaks like Spider-Man. And that's the last word from me, J. Jonah Jameson.
PlayStation.
Welcome to Just the Facts with me, J. Jonah Jameson. Well, folks, lock your doors and hide the fancy jewelry, because guess who I've just confirmed is back in town? That's right, that feline felon, the Black Cat. No, I'm not talking about the original Black Cat, the elderly thief who my sources say still has undiscovered stolen art stashed throughout the city. I'm talking about the younger, new copycat. You know, not the kind of gal you'd bring home to mother. The same one that always seems to elude Spider-Man because someone can't stop thinking with his web shooters. Look, Spider-Man, I don't know if you're listening, but I get it. It wasn't that long ago that I was a young, naive 20-something myself. But if you think a fancy new suit is all you need to lock up a girl like that, well, have I got news for you. Maybe if you'd spend a little more time trying to actually catch her instead of goofing off and doing obstacle courses on that screwball internet game show, us normal folks would be able to sleep at night. You see, folks, if our hero can't help getting entangled with a known criminal, he should remove himself from the equation entirely. Instead, he's been seen playing with some sort of spider bot, butting into crime scenes, and getting in the way of the fine folks of the PDNY doing actual work. Maybe Spider-Man needs to get his head on straight and focus his talents on something more useful, like stopping a full-scale Magia gang war from tearing the city apart instead of flirting with a two-bit thief. Until next time, that's the last word from me, J. Jonah Jameson.
PlayStation.
Welcome to Just the Facts with me, J. Jonah Jameson. Friends, I know what you're thinking. With Wilson Fisk removed from action, the city is safe. Well, not quite, because as we all know, nature abhors a vacuum. And right now, nature has taken the form of Hammerhead, the nefarious Magiadon with a cranium only a mother could love. Trust me when I say that this guy is no ordinary mafioso. He's absolutely ruthless. Rumor has it, he's been on a mission to personally replace the other Magiadons. And if he has to take out half the police force to do it, well, that's what he considers a good day. I know you're probably wondering, how is all this possible? Well, let's just say some high-tech Sable International weaponry may have fallen off the back of a truck, if you catch my drift. And where, might you be asking, is Spider-Man in all this? Well, it seems he's eavesdropping on local citizens at dingy no-name bars, chasing cars like a stray dog, playing around with that screwball loser. And of course, spending all his free time making fancy new suits instead of stopping the Magia Turf War he helped start in the first place. Now, normally I'd suggest letting the police handle it, but my sources say the pressure has gotten to Captain Yuri Watanabe. So when this city can't count on its police, who does it turn to? The government? The military? No, of course not! We just hand the keys over to that masked menace, Spider-Man! Gah! I'm gonna need more coffee to get through this one! Hey, what's it take to get a 10th cup of coffee around here? Gah! Until next time, that's the final word with me, J. Jonah Jameson.
PlayStation.
Welcome to Just the Facts, with your personal guide of clarity through this clouded miasma we call life, J. Jonah Jameson. Folks, for all of you who've called in praising the work of Spider-Man, let me point something out. For all the so-called good he does, the only thing he never seems to be able to do is finish the job. I know you've heard the rumors. The Black Cat and some sort of mechanized version of Hammerhead are both still rampaging through the streets because the masked vigilante you call a hero failed to stop them. And if you haven't had enough mayhem on your daily commute, in comes the international mercenary known as Silver Sable, riding along on a giant hovercraft as if traffic isn't bad enough already. Wait, you might be wondering. If Spider-Man couldn't stop one of these freaks, how's he gonna take down all three at the same time? Great question. Probably the same way he always does. Swinging around wildly, whipping people in the face, and dressing up in different costumes because that's literally all he knows how to do! Spider-Man, listen up. If you can't put away your toys, let the adults step in and handle it. Because this city can't take any more of your theatrics. Either stop the crime you're indirectly causing, or crawl back to your fly-infested web! And that's the final word with me, the only voice of reason in a world gone mad, J. Jonah Jameson.
PlayStation.